Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, chilling with Kwaksy, we chill with a purpose, but today we are chilling with beauty and brains. Gorgeous lady. Literally, you also slayed at the Miss Earth event. Like few weeks ago actually. It was literally
Yeah,
just
actually a week and few days.
yes.
Yeah,
It feels like forever, but it was literally just now.
yeah.
Can you please tell us, like the impactful thing that Miss Earth does and like the projects that you are running also?
Yeah. I think first and foremost, my name is Tembi Matebula and I am the third runner up for Miss Earth. And Miss Fire, actually.
Is she not on
Right.
fire?
Thank you. So basically, I think just thinking of how different Miss Earth is from
Yes.
many pageants, having to think of the empowerment and leadership program we get
Yes.
into having to get our hands dirty and having
Yes.
to do the work where you need to plant trees, you need to teach kids how to live a sustainable life, and
Yes.
even ourselves, where you get to be in spaces where you don't know much about environmental
Yes.
sustainability, but you get to literally understand the core element of what it is that we need to
Yeah,
do to save the
true.
planet. And I think from me and my side, having to be artistic because I'm an art student, right? So to bring in that element of
Yes.
storytelling and bring a solution from kids,
Yeah.
it's amazing. And currently having to work with Green Rising Project that I'm
Yes.
busy with,
Wow.
having to work with UNICEF, working with WESA, for me that's a lot because I love kids. I believe
Yeah.
kids don't have to see and bear the brunt truth of like what it's like to live in environmental
True.
society where there's a lot that is happening,
Yeah.
and the marginalized communities get to suffer a lot with that
Yes.
because they're neglected. They get to be in a settlement where there's no water for
Yeah.
weeks and weeks, and you question the government, they will say, but then these people don't pay for water, and
Yeah.
kids need to understand being told, oh, we're not going to have water this month or this week, and for showing their brain something happening to why, but I know that as a basic need,
Yeah.
or as basic something very basic that we need to have.
True, yeah.
So I think with being in spaces where you get to work and understand the fundamental element of what it's like to have Ubuntu and
Yes.
having to actually help the people in need. Because let's be honest, the planet
True.
can heal itself, but us, the people, will suffer the consequences
Oh, yeah,
of
that's
climate
true.
change,
Yes.
of environmental issues, social justice, and
Yeah.
a lot of things that literally circle around the planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot. There's more than just beauty and modeling and all that.
True.
You get to literally work. So yeah.
You were talking about the planet. Can you just tell them like the importance of actually preserving it? Because we always say we only have one planet.
Yeah, there's no planet
There's
B.
there's no planet B.
Yeah.
But what can we do as people to actually preserve that planet that we're always saying there's no other one but this one?
I think it starts with small things, and
Yes.
people really take it for granted. When I say boil 1 cup of like literally, if you want to make tea,
Yes.
just measure it with the cup that you want to use
Yeah.
for your tea, right?
Yes.
Because other people will boil water for like, I don't
10
know,
cups.
a whole yeah, and you
Yeah.
don't get to use that water, and the
True.
next thing you're gonna have to utilize, and you're gonna literally waste that water and pour
Yeah.
other. And I'm like, guys, okay, when you shower, I know this is so ridiculous, but believe me, you see, when you're waiting for that hot water,
Yes.
when you open your shower and that cold water is running, put a bucket. Maybe you can
Yeah.
use that water to water your garden, to water your flowers, or whatever,
True.
right?
Yes.
People don't think about that. It's like so ridiculous. And
True.
why would I
Yeah.
do that, right? And those small things where if you don't know where to start where you stay. Everything around you, actually, small things make an impact.
Yeah,
Saving
yeah.
water, guys. We're speaking about this. So many people out there who
Yes.
don't even know how to actually have clean water, or how to
Yes.
conserve water, to have
True.
a particular water that's not gonna make them feel sick or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like in the needs of us understanding who we are in the spaces that we are before we can understand the global state of the environment.
True. Yeah.
We black people also think about that. When you
Yes.
get into a township or a kasi, people be
Yeah.
like, that's like a white thing. We
Yeah.
don't recycle, we don't whatever. For them, it's like mawaqala ukubona utapa amaphepha uyahlanya.
Oh yeah.
In a way,
Really.
especially someone who went to varsity and you come
We're
back,
like,
let's
"Ukosha
go pick up the
maphepha."
paper.
Like, what are you doing?
Wait a minute, you sure you're okay? You're 100% okay? And I had that a lot, especially at Kayo. I'm like, guys, let's go pick up the papers. And
Yes.
they'll be like, it's like literally so. It's just like little stuff that we can
Yeah,
do
true,
to
yeah.
save the planet. It's literally, we don't have another planet besides
True.
this one. We're not gonna evacuate and go to Mars. We're not. Like
There's no
literally,
life
we're
there.
not. There's no life there. And again, I will always emphasize this: the planet can heal itself, but we cannot heal from the consequences of climate change.
True.
We
Yeah.
cannot. Right now, we're suffering. It's October. We have I don't know how many
It's like
weather
five
temperatures
five
in a
weathers in
day.
one
It's
day. Yes.
raining. It's cloudy. It's sunny. It's windy. It's
True.
everything.
Mm.
Why? Because of our actions.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
it starts with us at home, with the little things that we do. So yeah, there's
Amazing.
more that they can be done actually.
Yeah, like you did say that you are working with projects
Yeah.
who actually like that involves kids. Can you just tell us more about that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Green Rising Project. Oh
Yes.
my God. So I think we launched it on the 5th of September in
Yes.
Rustenburg, actually. I
Yes.
think the
Wow.
beauty of it having to actually reach to schools that
Yeah.
are literally marginalized and far away from
Yeah.
where we see the consequences of climate
Yes.
change. So we launched the project, and we're currently right now on Thursday, actually, we'll be in
Yes.
Katlehong having to do a tree planting and a biodiversity garden,
Yes.
and having to plant medicinal herb. So in a sense, it's like having to put in university students and primary schools and secondary
Yes.
schools to bridge the gap between when you get to varsity and you start hearing sustainability.
Yeah.
You don't understand what that means, right? You need to start from an early age, because
Yeah.
I believe that having to shape a kid's mind is way better than having to tell someone who's grown you need to do
Yes.
1, 2, 3,
True. Yeah.
and if we can start that culture of actually bringing the kids at the
Mm.
forefront, we'll have a future where people will know what it's sustaining and conserving or protecting the planet.
Wow.
I believe that kids have the power to change the world in a
Yes.
sense where, and it's really hard to actually tell someone to do something when they're old and they're really like
True.
having to convince them to do something is really hard. But a kid, you just trick them, be like, oh, actually, did you know about 1, 2, 3?
Oh
What do
yeah.
you think of it? Again, having to
Yeah.
use my storytelling. So I do
Yeah.
this project where we'll say, come up with the story, have a beginning, middle, and end. And your
Yes.
story needs to have a problem, and at the end, you need to come with a solution.
Yes.
But all the theme is environmental, right? And they will think like just basic stuff. And they'll come up and they will act because they love, being on stage and
Yes.
acting. And doing that, it's them actually implementing something. And I'll say,
True.
you have a solution into this, right?
Yes.
Let's implement it into the real world.
Wow.
Right, and in a sense for them it's like, okay, did I just come up with that and now I have to do it? And now the
And they're
conflict,
kids.
yes, they're kids. They're kids, and you're like, how did we get here? And I'm like, yeah, that's you, all you. We only needed to be there and guide you to do it. I think I love kids.
Yeah. I
How
can
I
see.
wish I had the privilege of having these opportunities that I have now when I was a
Yeah.
kid.
Yes.
That's why I'm trying by all means to work with kids to make them understand,
Yeah.
regardless of your background,
Yes.
these issues are issues that everyone is facing.
Yes.
And imagine having to stay in a settlement where there's a lot of issues and you have to deal with those particular issues, and
Yeah,
you're
true.
disadvantaged at home. At the end of the day, when you grow, you need to compete
Yeah.
with someone to get to university, the same requirements, same standard, but you didn't get the opportunities that you needed as a young kid. So
Yeah.
I think having to start there and bridging the gap between information, opportunities, and kids, that's everything for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't have said it better. But and like you guys have this sisterhood, like,
Yeah.
and it's so marvelous. Like watching you guys like cheer each other on, and you're like, I'm like, it's like all of y'all were winning,
Yeah.
and that's what I love about you guys
Yeah.
and the sisterhood that you guys formed. Your lady Jessica
Yeah.
is gonna be taking over the world. Is there anything you would like to say?
Funny enough, we had this conversation after the crowning. I think we had like a very emotional conversation,
Yes.
me and her. It was even before the crowning. I said to her, Jessica, whatever happens in that stage, if it happens that you take, because I think we know each other
Yes.
already with the process and everything
Yes.
we know. I was like to her, listen, go there and represent all of us, because now you're carrying the 10 of actually the 50 ladies that entered
Yes.
this project. You're carrying all of them,
Yeah.
and in that sense, you need to understand that now you're also carrying South Africa as a whole.
Yes,
You're representing women in spaces where they couldn't, or they're voiced out, because
Yes.
we are told you cannot be in certain spaces, but then now we have
True.
that chance, we have that power,
Yes.
utilize that. And I think having to not dim herself down, it would be draining. It's going to be
Yes.
a heavy long 3 weeks ever for her.
Yes.
But I told her, please remember who you are, where you come from, and how many people are literally
Yeah.
rooting for you. And in everything, remember that you're South African. It just remember that you're South African, the Rainbow Nation,
Yes.
Ubuntu, smile, greet people, you know, talk about your country,
Yes.
talk about the beauty. I know we have a lot of issues, but talk about the beauty of South Africa,
Yeah,
you know?
true.
And don't share the experiences that you had with your sisters. I think carry us with you. She will literally kill it. I know she will
She
kill
would
it.
definitely
She
kill
will.
it.
Yeah.
And like Tembi, thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you.
and like the impactful things you're doing. You know, like it's such an honor.
Yes.
Like it's amazing, and I'm sure people are gonna be inspired.
Yeah.
Cause chillers, we always bring you people who are gonna inspire you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.